Okay. So we're at the start of day 5. I need to make a tincture with infected organs. So that means that I need to find a body of an infected person, which should probably be in one of these 3 infected districts. Today a bull will walk the town streets to touch it for the last time, then it will be slaughtered. We have a reward in the fund. We have labors to perform in the hospital. And then over here we have that a chemist is willing to pay urchins for the service of finding unburied corpses in uninfected houses. So, what is the right way to approach this? We could take a boat over to here and work our way up, and then down. We do need to treat Vlad the Younger as well. He is in danger. Let's see. What are we looking like? We've got 2 canned foods, one of which we have to eat right now. We've got a lot of tinctures, actually. We're pretty good on tinctures. Oh, also that leash in the nutshell here. What if we just run over, hit Big Vlad, or Little Vlad, come out, hit the nutshell, come out, and then work our way back through here. Let's give that a go. Did we already upgrade our inventory? Yeah, we did. The next inventory upgrade costs 2 of those big boxes. Holy hell.
There's my doll. Who will feed it?
Your place is all dirty. Why don't you tidy it up then? Shouldn't be too hard. I don't have time. Too busy. Busy with what? I got a new friend. A talking friend. Like a doll? No, not a doll. Then who? She's a secret friend. I don't know why, but she doesn't like you at all. Just like you, huh? Why should I like you? I like my new friend now. My talking friend. Why doesn't your friend like me, Murky? She says it's because you're a doctor. She doesn't like that. Strange. Usually that's the only thing people like about me. I've decided that I won't bother you anymore. Where's the bull? Bikara, he went into the steppe. He said he'll be back. He said... Wait, today? Don't worry, Quirkin. Your Buha will return, unlike me. Listen, what's your name? Narana. So you don't remember me at all? You're an herb bride, Earth's flesh. I never had much contact with your kind. What matters is you got used to me. Now you won't be so scared when the time comes. It will be easier for you, so you'll have no regrets. When what time comes? Are you sure you want to know? Yeah, tell me already. You will have to kill me at some point. I told you, I'm yours, Yargachin. What? Don't be sad, and don't be frightened when it happens. We do not fear death. Timelda, we are indifferent to it, but it will help you understand. So that's what our connection is. Alright. Alright, I'm wondering what events will sidetrack us today. We actually don't have a lot of things on the agenda currently. I definitely want to make the slaughtering of the bull. Sounds like there might be arsonists here. Hit it with one of our plus tinctures there. We could look for an infected body to carve some organs out of. Interesting, he will buy our tinctures. Let's just run over to the nutshell. Maybe we'll find a body along the way that we can dissect. In fact, where are you? You are a body that we can dissect. We're going to need to do some inventory Tetris here. So we have 4 slots for the heart, and I believe brains are 4 slots as well, though I'd have to confirm that in a moment here. What is the play here? Still need one more slot. That should do it. Oh wait, are these are considered different than the organs that I have because they're infected? Or, no, we're good. Alright. Right, did we get an infected kidney? Alright, let's see. Our fund is currently at that. What happens if I give this guy a medicine? I didn't realize that I could actually see the fund as a meter last time. Well, that didn't appear to do much of anything. Shit. Alright, how do we get over to the nutshell? No room. Dang. There they are. 1 leash for 1 schmouter. Okay. Alright, What's the easiest way to get over there? Probably just running up to the bridge, huh? Let's let our stamina recover for a moment. Need to get the hell out of here. There's that song again. Clara.
They're all expecting a train carrying medicine and doctors. Fools. They honestly think a train can fix this. Like hell it'll come.
What do you want, Ripper? Are you trying to catch the White Mistress too? It's futile, Barak. She won't help anymore. Won't save anyone. Why are you here? I'm running the same errand you are, looking for Mother Victoria. And getting paid handsomely for it, by the way. Are you? I am. So here I am, playing. Perhaps someone will respond, but it's futile. No one does. Well, you did. What use do I have for a moron like you? So it wasn't her soul. So it wasn't. So there's no White Mistress anymore? So there isn't, in any shape or form. Did you really hope for something different? Is there an immortal soul? Perhaps there is, but I doubt it. I thought you'd know for sure. Perhaps I do. Do you really want to? You don't. Live with hope, Barak. It's more comforting that way. Just don't you dare tell Capella that, or I'll snap your neck. So the question is, do we want to tell Capella the truth, or do we want to lie? Do we want to tell her that it was just people playing, or do we want to tell her that it may have been her mother? I'm actually not sure which I want to do. Let's fill up all those water bottles that we found. Hey, not bad. That was 10 waters. I'm not sharing my formula if that's what you're after. I don't need competition, thank you very much. Or are you here to put a stop to my little enterprise? Like hell you will. I'm the Keynes' man. You belong to old Gimski. So the Keynes ordered for corpses to be embalmed. The Keynes don't need order, they inspire. By their teachings, crossing the Great Border requires strange but simple steps. They despise death and refuse to play by its rules. Who knows, perhaps preserving the bodies of the dead is the first step towards victory over death. Victor would approve of my work. So Victor doesn't actually know about this, does he? Victor Kane is shouldering the burden of fighting the epidemic. I'm sure he's well aware of what I'm doing here. The Kanes haven't stopped me, meaning they approve. This is the Kane way. To cattle, the greatest achievements seem like transgressions. Tell your people to stay out of my way, or they'll regret it. Anyway, let's barter. Ooh, he's selling a lancet, a surgeon's tool of stellar quality. Good at murder, too. We're still good on our scalpels for now. Oh, wow. Yeah, let's sell one of these pocket watches. Make a nice little profit there, too. The chemist interpreted the Kane's ideas strangely. He wants to help people understand death, but instead he simply spreads infection. Do we necessarily know, though, that the infection lingers in the bodies of the dead? Like, we haven't conducted our experiment yet on these organs, even. What's she got? The steppe rabble are dragging a bull through the hindquarters, celebrating their cruelty to the beasts. What is there to celebrate? Now that's a good question. Everyone else mourns while they celebrate. I think you know why. The beasts overflow with joy. Made a half-naked girl ride the thing. Shameless. Yeah, I remember hearing about the bull, so it's in the hindquarters. I do want to get to this, but I think first I want to perform my duties at the hospital. So the easiest way would just be to run up to the other bridge. I mean, maybe I just do it since I'm already here. Maybe we can get to the bottom of this. The crowd has lost their minds. They believe the plague can be cured with fire, along with the infected. Well, in a way, people aren't frightened for their lives. If a thug attacks you with a knife, will you turn the other cheek? People are frightened for their lives. Whoops. Sand plague is worse than any knife. No, I won't. Mistress Katerina taught us that the only path to understanding the self is through suffering. We witnessed the people's interpretation of her words. They're not trying to kill those infected, you know. No, the hope is that pain and fire would cleanse them somehow. Dark age hysteria. Stop trying to blame everything on the mistresses. Think for yourself.
Oh, a coward. Always been a coward. Oh, how I hate it.
Is it urgent? Your chemist provides services to people who don't want to bury their dead. My chemist? We don't have a chemist. He embalms dead bodies, turns houses into tombs. If I had heard about this earlier, I would have torn his head off already. Now give me 35 seconds of silence, please. I need to think. The cemetery is overcrowded, I see. The caretaker girl forbids mass graves and stirs unrest. Yes, I've received these reports. People hide their dead to avoid having them burned. Corpses multiply in living rooms. Does the infection linger in dead bodies? Possibly. This activity needs to be immediately curtailed. Do you know which house they were planning to visit? My informant told me that this has been going on for a whole day, maybe longer. I have a favor to ask of you, Barak. Find at least one house where the living harbor the dead. Find it and mark the door with, say, a white cross, as they did with the plague in the old days. It will become my proof. Then I'll have leverage to deal with this matter. Doesn't a white cross mean a house is condemned? How will you go about the search? You can tell a house where dead bodies are hidden by the sound. How? A hammer, maybe. I'll bet someone must be taking care of them, boarding the tomb off. Speaking of which. How can I help you, doctor? House examination. Let me in. Everything is in order here. God's mercy. So let me in. What for? I heard odd sounds. What sounds? Are you deaf? It's a cat. I love cats. Can I come up and pet it? This is neighborly business, doctor. We don't need you here. Get the hint already. Fine, I'll send orderlies here then. Would you rather deal with them? Am I gonna have to fight these guys? One of them is a, these don't have the bandit aesthetics. How's my health? Maybe just beat them until they surrender, or maybe try to run past them and see what's going on. Or I could just mark it. I'm going to sprint by them. If they give me too much trouble, I'll kill them. And make sure my revolver's loaded. Yeah, don't mind me, guys, just getting my gun out. Okay. Woo! Did you come to mark this house? Why did they lock you up? Don't you know? New order. Quarantine. Forbidden for people to go outside, yet here we are. Our neighbors want to hide this from the authorities. They're afraid of the quarantine, terrified even. You can go outside. No one will stop you. When the cough started, they began avoiding me, and then they locked me here. Yeah, I'm sick, but not with this terrible plague. It's just a cold. Flu, maybe. Go ahead, examine me. Just no quarantine, please. And don't mark this house. I can tell it's not the plague. Your skin is normal.
Stop right there.
Oh shit! Oh man. Wow. That was gave him the old runaround, huh? Okay, so not that house. Maybe the knocking sound was the wrong intuition. This house has already been marked by a cross, not by me. What? Ah.
Did you see anything strange on your way here?
There's Maria Cana. She does not like me. You poor, poor house. In a way, your kind are like teeth. You know how they pull out? Sometimes a dead tooth can be left in place. Other times, it needs immediate extraction. Do you think this one needs... How about letting the tenants back in and asking them? I'm not talking to you, cocoon man. Don't get mad at me, dear house, but you have to go. It's not the people who need curing, but the town itself. Too much filler. That's the cause of the outbreak. Oh, house, if you're still alive, if you still hear me, I sincerely hope you'll understand. So you're planning on demolishing this house. On what grounds? On the grounds that I hate it. Be so kind as to shut your trap. Your coarse voice distracts me. Your hideous smell troubles me. Your smell. Blood, formaldehyde, iron, as expected. Steppe herbs. Surprise. Wrath. Oh, would you look at that? The beast is getting angry. As will your father. Get a load of this, dear house. This man must be a complete fool. He thinks I follow anyone's rules. But you can't hear me, can you? You're unwanted, unliving. So I hereby sentence you to emptiness. I'm sorry. Truly your mother's daughter. There's not a ton of houses. Let's dip down into here, and then maybe back around and see if we can hear the hammering sound anywhere else. out of here. Sure, we'll give that a once over. Or wait. Let me consult my journal for this thing with the houses. Okay, the bridge square. So this is the bridge square, so that's actually the wrong district. Let me go back down around here maybe. This house is so silent you can almost hear it. What is that humming? It's like flies. Up. There we go. Let's mark this house. Who are you? An orderly? What were you doing in there? You have unburied people in there. Leave us be, I beg of you. Don't tell anyone. We'll bury them all later, tonight, at the cemetery. Just don't tell on us. Promise. I promise, just don't tell them. They'll lock us all in. They'll sandbox us, certain death. I'd give you money, but we have nothing left. Calm down. No one will lock you in. And don't you dare erase the cross I'm about to draw. If I were her, I would totally erase that cross. Ooh, my reputation went down. Interesting. I could go to the Keyneses and tell on the daughter. I mean, do I really need to? Yeah, we don't need her running around doing whatever ridiculous nonsense she's doing. Hopefully her padre can put a stop to it. And then that gives us a good 12 hours to complete our hospital work.
Is this disease indeed as deadly as they say?
Any luck? I've marked the door with a cross. Send your people, just don't be too hard on the locals. Why would we harm them? Their only crime was being scared. What kind of monster punishes fear in times like these? Everyone is afraid, including you and me. It's the thinkers and dreamers who cannot afford fear. I am a doer.
The rabble believes Simon was reborn as that strange girl. What madmen. Only yesterday they despised her.
That's an interesting tidbit. People believe that Simon Kane was reborn as Clara. Is it urgent? Your daughter is out of control. She's marking houses with crosses on a whim. I'll put a stop to that. She doesn't believe you will. She's struggling with our family's tragedy. Maria took Simon's death very much to heart. She believes it put new responsibilities on her. How did she explain her actions? I'm not sure. She was talking to the house. Maria sees meaningful dreams. We never ignore them, but she doesn't yet know how to interpret them. She takes valuable information and draws incorrect conclusions. Did she tell you that the town itself is causing the outbreak? She said it has a lot of filler. And you most assuredly do not agree. You take it for the wild fantasies of an unbalanced girl, yet I am positive that there is a grain of truth to her thinking, and you will soon bear witness to that. But let's set this aside. I will put a stop to her. My job is to warn you. The rest is up to you. On to the theater. Coffee guy. I find coffee to usually be quite valuable. It puts a big dent in that exhaustion meter. Anytime we're sleeping, we're not getting things done. Don't have anything that she's interested in, sadly. Clara.
God sees us from beneath the earth. Why do you think he's in heaven? He's down below.
Wait, strike if you will, but hear me. Huh, quoting Shakespeare, huh? I came to entrust the lives of my new parents to you. That is... I wonder what you did to your old ones. What? Why would you say that? I never even knew them. I've been an orphan for as long as I can remember. Right, that's what I figured. There's trouble looming over both of them. Something with their house. It's a house of troubles. My adopted mother is especially in danger. Can you help us? Can you watch over them? Please. Wait a second. Don't I ruin everything I touch? Isn't that what you told me? Forgive me. Please forgive me. Please. I forgive you, but I want answers. I did take care of them, but I can't any longer. I need to disappear for a while, maybe even forever. Don't ask, please, you'll understand soon enough. But tell me you'll do it, Barak. I know you have a warm heart. Tell them to come to me. They can't, they won't. They don't know. They're bedridden. The Sabarovs, they're my new mother and father. You're a good fit for each other. Will you do it? They'll never ask anyone themselves. Mother thinks the whole town hates her for failing to protect them from the plague. And father, he takes all evil on himself so that no one else will be soiled. But mother has the worst of it. She needs a doctor. I'll pay her a visit, but I can't promise I'll save her. What's Reuben up to?
What is this spell?
So how's your panacea going? An oak isn't felled in one stroke. Too many corpses today, more than yesterday. They can barely cart them all away. Where are they buried? I don't know. Ask Stankovsky, he manages it all. I just do my job. So there are still no recoveries. No one stayed alive for more than a day. If the patient has a weak constitution or no medicine, it takes closer to 8 hours. And antibiotics, properly prescribed, they can extend their life. I remember Mentor talking about it. I always forgot your step word. The 3 states? Is that what you mean? The 3 layers. Could you at least find the right antibiotics for some patients here? Perhaps some would survive a day or 2. Then you could rescue them with that panacea of yours. Is that my job for today? I guess. Alright, consider it done. I've made up my mind, you know. If I survive all this, I leave. Never to return. Where would you go? I don't know. To the front? I guess it's safer than here. What was it? Administer 3 antibiotics? 3 correct antibiotics. Okay. Let's see. How many are living? I guess this one's living. Okay, yellow. Excellent. Whoa. Shit. That's terrifying. Can we dodge that? Like if we... Fuck. Okay, we're gonna run away. Here's Stankowski.
Can you believe this place? They don't even have a hospital here.
We need an isolation ward. A huge building. Spacious, yes, but that's the word I used. The cane suggested the cathedral. That's it. Nothing surprises me anymore. Then again, all a quarantined person has left is prayer. But it's a single space. No separate rooms. Precisely. No separate rooms, no running water, no heat, no beds. And yes, it is spacious. Vertically. I suppose Victor expects me to build an 8-story bunk bed there. And add hanging ropes so that people from the upper layers can descend to the toilet. You should suggest that to the Kames, Erdum. They'll appreciate your imagination. Building one's spirit, training their will, asking the perennial questions. Questions, questions, questions. Always questions, never answers. I have a question for you too, Erdum. By the way, what does Erdum mean? Obviously it's a step word, but what's the translation? Arrogant fool, maybe? Erdum, Onyon, Emshin are the words people use for doctors. So, okay, don't laugh at me. Have you heard that 5 years ago, during the first outbreak, kids made these horrible mixtures from ground pills? Yes, schmouters. They can cure the plague. Yes, I've heard. Worse, I've checked, so don't laugh at me either, dear colleague. What's the word? Erdum? Holy shit. Sorry, excuse my language. So you've checked then? You don't have to watch your tongue with me. Yes, I've checked. But if you wonder how it works, I don't know. I'm not a pharmacologist, and anyway, this place doesn't have a lab. If you ask me, it was 10,000 monkeys at a typewriter. Oh, I don't want to delve too deep into this. There are more things in heaven and earth. What we need is a process that follows the scientific method. Fair enough. Okay. Off to the fund. And then we can take a dive into the eastern portion of the town and work our way back down. Man, that was close. We almost got infected there. Shit. Alright, we'll just get out over here. trade that tonight at the dead item shop. Holy shit. Have you heard, Doctor? People have completely lost faith in you. We've taken up the good fight ourselves, with fire. It's not about faith. If you crave violence, you'll find any excuse. You doctors stand around watching microbes. It's we who suffer. You stash away medicine while we're all on our own. Personally, I'm too scared, but there'll be others. They'll burn the sick. They're beyond salvation anyway. We remember the first outbreak, but we'll at least protect ourselves. You'll sing a different tune if you get infected, God forbid. Did we eat the other canned food, or did we drop it somewhere? Am I crazy? Ooh, that's not much. But then again, our fund reward wasn't as high yesterday as it looks like it is today. In fact, I wonder if we can get that over the edge. Blood, I don't think. Shit, is this a... Okay, we're not going to be in it for long. They say the Saburovs nurture the plague, that they harbor a carrier, a girl. What carrier? Hell if I know. That's why we're here, to get him to give her up, but he won't. Keeps lying, saying there is no carrier, trying to talk us down. Soon he's going to cause people to hunt down women in the street, like on that first day. And what will you do with her if he does give her up? Only one thing to do, put her back where she came from, into the earth. If they do find a carrier, Saburov won't need your help to deal with them. Are you dense, pal? The plague plays right into Saburov's hands. The Kanes and Olkimskis have always resented him, but now he wields power. He's pulling out all the stops. Promoting order, he says. Suborder. Who knows? Maybe you're right.
Well, it was a productive night.
Yeah, Burak. I've grown weary of your medical duties. If you've grown weary of your medical duties and seek to join the town guard, you'll leave disappointed. Your expertise will be wasted on the streets. Not to mention, we're almost out of leather caps. That's okay, I brought my own. So what brings you here today? The hunt for the urchin that carries the plague? If so, don't bother. My porch is already packed with volunteers. Pockets full of matches and kindling leave no room for common sense. What urchin? They showed up this morning claiming to have found the carrier, a homeless little girl clearly infected, but nonetheless alive and well. I know perfectly well what urchin they mean. Be assured, she has nothing to do with this. How can I help? You're a doctor. They'll trust you more than me. Tell them they're mistaken. Better yet, if they capture her, they can't hurt her. Without her, we're doomed, isn't that right? Dankovsky told me that, about his vaccine project. I'll remind them of the Shabnak hunt and how that went. Alexander's reflection. Our town's always had 3 ruling houses, Kane, Olginsky, Saburov. Each one would reign over their own domain. The Kanes were our head, the Olgimskys our belly. But pray, Barak, tell me what the Saburovs held. They were the nerves. The Kanes were weavers of laws and of dreams. The Olgimskys were masters of money and men. The Saburovs remained in executive power. Their task was to keep the streets in order, in a town where there was almost no crime. I guess the genocide that the Olgimskys were perpetrating against the kin doesn't count as crime. 'Tis funny, you see, when the houses agreed to manage the town, Saburov was in name the triumvirate's head. I know not what that meant, nor what it entailed. It entails exactly what is happening now. They could seize control in the face of mortal crisis. Saburov still believes that his mission is clear, keep order. He may not look the part, but he is not a fool. He knows duty entails the pursuit of order through fear, and that violent means stain the soul of a duty-bound man. Stain the hands, too. When denied respect, is a man not wounded, Barak? Not even for the evil he does, but for failing to do much at all. Even more when you had not a chance to do any deed of note. There are only so many of those going round. Nonsense. The world is full of opportunities for greatness. Perhaps it is now, but not in ordinary times. What I'm doing now will be enough for the rest of my life. I speak not of you, Barak. I speak of my master. His pride, his soul, has been wounded by lack of respect. He needs his authority, now more than ever. The Kanes, the Olgimskys, never trusted our house. Perhaps this distrust never turned to contempt, but distrust it was, dear sir. What are you getting at, reflection? Nothing. I've said my piece. You're a healer. One thinks you might care to learn more about pain. I'm concerned with a different kind of pain. If a person comes to think that you wounded their heart with deceit, does that mean that you truly are guilty of it? More so in regards to their feelings, their hopes, and their fears? What does this have to do with Alexander Saburov? Are you not his reflection? What indeed? I just asked you a question. Then, I forgot what the question was. Probably means it was a threatening sort of question. Well, healer, will you tell us about the carrier? Is she in there, with him? Listen to me, idiots. There is no carrier. It's all nonsense and idle talk. Is this true, healer? I always tell the truth. They also say she's not alone. Not everyone dies from this sickness. Do you get what that means? I do, but we need to make sure, and that's not your job. If there are people who get sick but don't die, the plague must come from them. What do you know about connections? That's not how any of this works, you fool. Does he have anything else to say to me? No, it doesn't look like it. Alright, close. Saburovs. Alright, let's go treat. That thimble so we can hopefully repair some of our clothes. We may need to use some of our plus tinctures to get to the bottom of this. Alright, it's orange. He had the same color as Anna previously because they both got infected at the same time. I'm wondering if the infection progresses the same since they were infected at the same time, or like is it going to be orange again, or is it going to be something else because they have different like physiologies? And we do have how many? 3 Schmauters, so we could cure both Anna and Peter. I'm actually wondering if there's value in doing that, or if we hold on to them for later. Could be orange. It's orange. So that's one data point. If they're the same tomorrow, then that means that I can save them. Well, I mean, I don't know for certain, obviously, but that means that there's a good chance I can only diagnose one of them and then give them the same treatment together.
The plague bringer is here, walking around.
Did you bring me anything yummy? Hey kiddo, are you by chance sick? Let me take a look. Why? Because I'm a doctor, and I said so. Look at the light and let me examine your pupils. I'm not sick. No, not me. Never am. I don't even get colds, not even when I'm soaked and barefoot. True, no signs of the disease. Well, I'm not scared of this plague at all. You should be. You don't know anything. Some doctor you are. So you know someone who got sick and didn't die? Not everyone dies from it. Only people who are scared, and I'm not scared at all. Who told you that? My new friend. Do you mean Clara? Is she your new friend? No, it's not Clara at all. It's my special friend. She's always with me. Yeah, sure. You found us, Yargachin. We are happy to have you here. We looked for a butcher to help us restore order, to complete the rank. What order? What rank? Behold this perfect body. It must be properly divided. You're talking about the bowl, I hope. You're a funny man, Yargachin. I'm glad to hear your jokes. We also joke sometimes. Among the kin. Yes, jokes. Is this your attempt to end the plague? The outbreak is only one misfortune. We do this for other reasons. The bull is like the world. The Yargachin cuts the bull along the lines, and the world comes to order. The bull is pleased. We are pleased. You are pleased. Fine. I know the lines. I'll cut the bull. Look, he says farewell to the town. The town says farewell. While he walks the streets, the town grows into him and binds him with love. When it is done, he will return to the place of blood, the Raji Barrow. We will wait for the butcher there. You do that. I'll come soon. The bull will be sacrificed at the Raji Barrow in the evening. I think 6 is the right time.
God saves the moon from the wolves.
Why would you stare at me like that? It wasn't a person. How do you know? The musician was possessed. So it was Mother, so she is still here. So there is still hope. You don't look relieved.
There's a peculiar smell outside. What is it?
Will you protect all of us, the people on your father's list? I think they're the most vulnerable, especially Murky. I'm worried about her. What about Murky? Murky gets hunches. She's almost a feral child, improperly raised. But she senses things, knows everything from somewhere. Perhaps the earth tells her. Perhaps that's her gift, understanding its words. She knows everything. Like what? Do you know why she followed you? How she knows you're Isidore's son? No, how? 5 years ago, your father, Isidore Burrock, made a grim decision. The outbreak was impeded, but many died. And Murky's family lived in the crude sprawl, didn't they? Do you now understand? She must hate me. No, but she feels you are connected. Her heart is kind. She doesn't blame you for your father's deeds. And she doesn't remember her parents because she was very small when it happened. But their absence pains her. Connected, aren't we? Alright. We've treated, we've done prevention. Okay. I think we just make a run for it. It's a straight shot. It's a dangerous district, but running in a straight line makes things easy. So we'll just go left out of here and just literally go straight. What do we need? I don't think we have... Wait, alright, let me see what this is. We have an infected liver, but we don't have an infected kidney. We just have a regular kidney. Okay, let's find out what kind of blood this is. We could probably ditch this rusty scalpel in exchange for it. I can't remember if we have food back at the place or not, so we may need to pop back out here to the shady shop. We still have a couple hours before we need to cut the bull. We can upgrade that again for another toolkit. Okay, so there's combinatorics involved here with the different combinations with the different tinctures. Used up most of our herbs now. Alright. Infected liver and white. Is that infected brain or just brain? Infected brain. White. How are the hearts and kidneys not infected though? Is it that a person who's infected can die, but parts of their body won't have the infection? It's very confusing. Alright. Either way, that is a good leaving off point. We can let those brew. Go out to carve the bull, which I think happens over here. Actually, I'm not sure where that's going to happen. The Raji Barrow. Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll figure that out next time.